Good morning. This is a regular meeting of the Cameron County Commissioners Court. First meeting of the year, 5th day of January 2012. It is now 10:30 a.m. We will begin by, as we've normally done, by recognizing a moment of silence. And as we do, please keep in mind the young man that was shot yesterday at Cummings Middle School, along with his family and the police officers that were involved in the tragedy. Followed by asking the Commissioners Court to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the U.S. flag and the Texas flag. Please rise. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. Public comments, I have two. We have Mr. Fernando Ruiz, followed by John DeClea.
Good morning, Commissioners, Judge, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fernando Ruiz. The issue that I will address today concerns busism in South Texas. This is an election year, and I urge the residents of Cameron County to participate in the political process of their communities, because this is why we have these soldiers coming from Iraq, from Afghanistan, that were there to protect our constitutional and civil rights. Busism in South Texas is a picture of what this area of this great country and this great state has experienced in the past 100 years plus. We have experienced political machines on both sides of the aisle. We have had Republicans and Democrats that they become so powerful they start dictating policy to the citizens. They start doing things without paying attention to the constituency. This was an example of malfeasance, cronyism, and political corruption. We had it then, and we have it now. And it's continuing. We have to put a stop to this. We have to now prepare ourselves for the election, and we need some people in this community that has some kind of honor to come and challenge the system as an independent. It's time for these people to leave office. We are grossly in debt, and the future of our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren is in the hands of these people that do not know how to manage and administer the public trust. In the past, and the immediate present, there has been a smear of corruption in this community and in South Texas. I would like to address one issue right away, because yesterday or Sunday, as I was watching TV, we had a young man that was taking tests for students at the universities. As I had mentioned before, in the remarks of Justice Brandeis from the U.S. Supreme Court, this is a criminal offense.
You have 1 minute, Mr. Ruiz.
and we have not progressed in what pertains to the issue that we had present here in Cameron County some months ago. The other issue, we're issuing debt. The budget, we cannot meet it, but we have to raise the valuation of the properties. Of course, we're against this because it's against the economies of scale, supply and demand. But Mr. Fructuoso Gomez at the appraisal district doesn't understand economics. And the people of this community have been taken for a ride, and you're taking monies from the people that they need to support their families wrongfully. We have a new judge that came in with a laundry list this big for bonds. Well, I have no problem with that, but we have to place the issue on referendum. Every place that I've read in the manual in Wall Street, it's called Fixed Income Securities, it says that the constituency should vote on the issue of bonds, municipal bonds. We have been out of monies at the port, 43 million. We have been at the school district, 135 million, that right now they have a forensic audit. And we are out of monies everywhere. They splurge our money like it was, well, it is being, published over there in Washington.
Your time is up, Mr. Ruiz. Thank you. John?
Good morning, Judge Coscos, Commissioners. I'm John Dekla with Allied Waste, and I'd just like to take a moment to update you on an item that's popped up regarding solid waste services. In 2005, when Red River was originally awarded the exclusive contract, all the other competitors had 2 years to stop servicing the customers they had within the county. Recently, we contacted GMS, and they agreed to pull out on January 1st of 2012. I know some of the customers have contacted the county. I just want to let you know why that had happened. Since we have an exclusive contract, we just enforced it. And GMS was great about it. Our service costs slightly more, but with that extra cost, you get a 96-gallon cart, and you get monthly brush and bulky item service, which goes a long way to keeping the county cleaner, because currently they didn't have that. So if y'all have any questions or anything, feel free to call me. I just want to give you an update why that happened.
Thank you.
What is your phone number, please? Just so the court
sure.
can write it down.
It's 495-4236.
Right. Thank you,
Thank
John.
you.
Appreciate you coming in. Mr. Dennis Frankie?
I'm Dennis Frankie. I'd like to comment, if I could, on an item that you have in your executive session, because I don't think we'll have comment at that point. I'm here on behalf of the Shores, on behalf of myself, as a resident of the Shores, and many other individuals that are concerned about the item that you have coming up in your executive session, and that is the relocation or the location of a helicopter airport in the East LeBlanc, in the Andy Bowie Park, which is right adjacent to the Shores. The helicopter or heliport, or whatever we're going to call it, would be for amusement rides, which means the helicopter will be up and down all day long, will be creating a great deal of noise and disturbance. The design of the Shores is a tranquil, quiet seaside community. To inject a helicopter adjacent to it would be very disruptive to the Shores. Now, looking at the big picture, the Shores will put hundreds of millions of dollars on the tax rolls. To do anything that would disrupt this type of a development would be counterproductive to the county, I would think. Secondly, it is located in the Andy Bowie Park, which is a park that is used for kite festivals, kiting, wind sailing, windsurfers, all kinds of aerial activities. To put a helicopter in amongst those activities, again, doesn't seem like a very good thing. Thirdly, the city of South Padre Island has an ordinance that does not allow aircraft taking off or landing within the city except for emergency bases. The location for this helicopter or heliport is immediately next to the city, and it would seem to me that the county would want to be somewhat sympathetic to the regulations or the requirements or ordinances of the city. So I'm asking for your consideration and good judgment in putting the helicopter in an airport where it belongs. You have a beautiful airport just 6 miles across the bay, which seems to me the place that helicopters and other aircraft ought to be located. And so I would like to encourage you to take careful consideration as to what the fringe circumstances would be with the location of this helicopter at Andy Boy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Frankie. Any other public comment from anyone that did not have the opportunity to sign up? Commissioner Trevino?
Judge, Commissioners, I just wanted to come back and say hello, Happy New Year to all of you. And my New Year solution, which I told Judge a little bit, was to reach out as far as the City of Harlingen and working more closely with our county commissioners and provide better service to all our citizens. And thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, Commissioner. I thought you were going to make a congressional announcement or something. Perhaps you should. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And the same goes to the City of Harlingen as well. We continue to encourage working together. Consent items. Are there any other items any member of the court wish to take out separately other than items A, B, and C?
I'd like to table A and C.
You want to table those?
Yes.
Okay. Any other item?
I have one, Judge.
A, B, and C.
You put all three?
Let me clarify. Ask to table item A and item C.
Did
I'm sorry?
Could you table K, please?
K.
Item K, to table? To table or to discuss?
No, I think Commissioner wants to discuss it.
Okay.
I see Mr. Ramirez here. Did you want to discuss N? Pull out N.
N as in Nancy? Okay.
Double K for discussion.
All right.
Double G. Double G?
All right.
Judge, could we table R?
Sure.
The other ones are okay, Javi?
Anything else?
No. If not, I move to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion to approve. Well, let me go back to item B, ask that it be pulled. This is real quick. We're not going to approve the design. This is just the contract.
Yeah, the process that we'll follow, this is the approval of the contract for the architect.
Okay, but
we
we'll
will
come
then-
back and what we're going to,
We will then sit down with the architect, develop a scope of services, bring it to the court for the court's approval. Then we'll proceed with a schematic. Once we have a schematic, we'll bring that back to the court for a final approval on a schematic before any detailed architectural work is done.
okay, well, then there's no, you've answered my question. I'll withdraw my pulling. So I have a motion to approve all consent items with the exception of item A, C to table, K to discuss separately, N to discuss separately, R to table, double G to discuss, double K to discuss. All in favor?
I believe, Judge, I believe it's Dobie's item, but I think K, she said to table.
No, no.
No, to
Commissioner
discuss.
wants
Oh, to discuss.
Let me ask you.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, item carries. Item K, consideration possible approval of agreement with Eugenio Villarreal to mow the county property located across Social Center.
Judge, I was approached by this gentleman,
This gentleman,
yes.
Mr. Villarreal.
Mr. Villarreal.
Okay.
Regarding the acreage we have across from the Brownie Road Center and the acreage around the center itself. He was interested in mowing that area. And so I put him in contact with Javier, who then I think spoke to Dilbia, his problem is that he doesn't have the ability to put up $100,000 insurance that I believe is required. And so I had asked it to be placed on again to see if this court would allow him to maybe come up with whatever he can and see if this court will take it into consideration and approve it.
Let me ask two questions. One, Pete, why is it that we can't do this in-house in terms, or we just don't have a tractor with a shredder or a cutter to do that? And how much acreage are we talking about?
We're looking maybe about 60, 70 acres.
Okay.
But we generally just leave it grown up. It's behind the center and across the street. But it's undeveloped. But we could go in there with a shredder.
Why couldn't we do it and shred it every quarter or every 6 months?
We could.
And save ourselves some money.
And this gentleman was willing to pay the county.
Because he wants the hay, right?
Well, yeah, he wanted it, and so,
Yeah, you'd have to RFP it out then, so.
It would be similar to what we do at the airport. And that's how we drew up this agreement just for 1 year. You know, the consideration is that he mows it and he takes the grass off.
Well, on that, does he have, who is he, the same individual?
Mr. Villarreal, yes, sir.
And so, let me ask you a question. Why is it that we are requiring an insurance from him now, and we didn't require it for the airport?
Oh, no, the
No, no,
airport we
no.
do.
That's
We do,
somebody
then-
else.
Then why can't this one?
This is just a gentleman that walked in.
No, I know, but I'm saying, is not the same individual?
No,
No.
Well, that's why I was asking. You said, yeah, it was. Okay.
No, no, it's another individual that we have an agreement with, and we do require insurance.
And he provided it?
Yeah, he did.
I don't know if you can make an exception like that. I mean, I'm sorry, but, I mean, if you do it for him, then you got to do it for the one that's already doing it, because he's had to go out of pocket to do this.
Yes.
But I think the solution, if you want to do it, and if you can do it, then we do it. If not, then Mr. Villarreal's going to have to comply with the rules that we have.
Let me just mention one thing here, Judge. The insurance is not really a county issue as much as it is a requirement that we have, from a policy perspective, had in place to assure that if someone gets injured, you know, during this activity, there's some minimum insurance to take care of their needs. Because the county, you know, this would be an independent contractor type thing. So the county is not going to have any liability there. But the policy has been to protect those that may come in contact with some outfit like this and who may have some injury or
Right.
whatever.
Well, unless the court wants to change its policy, then I recommend that we just stay with our policy. Okay? And then, if the issue is going on shred it, you all can do it?
Yes.
Okay?
Well, one question. We have some other properties that are farmed. Do we require insurance from them also?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We actually bid those out.
Right, but do we require insurance after we bid them out?
Yes, sir.
You know, I mean, if this property is of value to someone, maybe we should RFP it, you know, for keeping it clean and mowed. And, you know, just like we do the airport, you know, the airport, what we did was we did that same thing. And the gentleman that keeps all of that area clean keeps the hay that he bales off of the areas outside of there. So maybe we can RFP this property. If it's 60 to 70 acres, it's quite a bit, you know, I mean, of property to mow. But if we RFP it, we might get someone to say, you know, I'll do it. Maybe it won't be the same gentleman, maybe it will be, but at least we go through the process. So you might consider putting it on the agenda for a future.
Okay.
meeting.
Okay.
Let's do that. So on this item, do I have a motion to table?
So moved.
By Commissioner Benavides, second by Commissioner Hernandez. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carries. And consideration approval of an invoice without a purchase order for Manuel Benavides, Port Isabel. Who's going to address that?
Mr. Ramirez was here. I don't know if he wanted to address that.
He's here.
Good morning. Happy New Year. Good morning to all of you. In regards to the, first let me introduce you to Mr. David Sanchez. Mr. Sanchez is our facility administrator and over our home construction program at our boot camp. In regards to this invoice actually was, we have a collaborative agreement through an MOU with the city of Brownsville and with Harlingen, but this particular one is with Brownsville. And this past year, the way the agreement through the grant design was, the funds that were coming to our department in order to build the homes that the young people, the youth, the cadets are building back there for the needy here in Brownsville, they were actually doing all of the bids and the purchasing and so forth and so on. We just completed that grant, and as it turned out, there was a $600 bill that was still out. Actually, the service had been approved in order for we were building a home right at the end of the grant time and right before the holiday time, and we were trying to expedite the completion of the home for the elderly lady and her family. Her home had actually collapsed on the back end of the house, and they were living in the front end of the house. So we were asked to try to expedite the completion of the construction of the home. And as part of that process, we had to have this engineer come and do some service for us. Well, this past grant, the city of Brownsville was handling all of that. This was left outstanding from that. The new grant that we have now entered into, we are going to be the ones. They've asked us to do all of the purchasing and the bidding and the outsourcing for some of the things that the kids could not complete in building the house, which is just a small handful of things. But this $600 that was left outstanding, they have actually rolled this $600 into the new grant that we're about to enter in. But they've asked us, since the service was already approved by them and provided in order to get the house completed recently, if we would go ahead and front this, and this money is actually coming back to us, roll into the budget of the new grant that we're about to enter into with them. And that's the reason this occurred.
Do I hear a motion by Commissioner Gatsa? Do I have a second? By Commissioner Sanchez. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, item carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tommy. Item R was tabled.
Keep the good work going.
Item double G, consideration action to adopt an interlocal co-op agreement between Cameron County and the City of La Feria on scofflaw.
Yes, Judge, I pulled this item. I want to ask a couple of questions of Mr. Izaguirre.
Tony?
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Morning, Commissioners.
Tony, on this particular issue, is this the final city for the Cameron County? Have you got them all now pretty much with on the scofflaw program?
We still have the smaller jurisdictions, like town of Rancho Viejo, Primera, city of Santa Rosa. I think those are there's about 5 small towns that need to be included, but we haven't, they've been advised of this particular program, but we haven't had any feedback.
How's it working so far? Everything well, numbers wise?
Well, as of the last 3 months, October, November, and December 31st, reported collections by JPs through the scofflaw program, we've collected $117,980.32. That's roughly about $39,000 a month.
That's good.
For the actual general fund budget.
Is this from the JPs?
This is JP
It doesn't count the
collections.
city
No,
collections?
no. The cities, it's an additional $156,818. So we're, I think we're doing pretty good.
How does that compare to
Great
budget?
program.
I think the budgeted amount was, I believe, $245,000.
Yeah, so we're ahead. We're ahead.
For the year, yes.
Okay, all right.
245 that you were going to collect on,
For the JP side.
okay.
For the county.
For the county,
county,
okay.
yeah.
And how much have you collected in fees?
In fees, we've collected approximately, for the last 3 months, $14,480,
And what was your projected for the year?
$75,000.
So are you on track
I
to
think
make
we're
the
on track.
75?
Yes,
Okay.
You're going to exceed it
I think we are.
if you continue at that pace.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions?
No, that was it. That's
Do I hear a
great-
motion to
great
approve?
job. So moved.
By Commissioner
Second.
Hernandez, second by Commissioner Benavides. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, item carries. Double K, JP 22, to travel to Austin. Who pulled out?
Morning, Commissioners, Council, Judge. I'm just here to clarify item double K regarding Judge Hodge to travel to Austin for the second part of the JP training that's required. There was, as an oversight on my part and a little bit of confusion between Justice Court Training Center and myself, I left out the hotel accommodations for the judge's travel, and that is the only difference in the amount that of the requisition that was turned in. So the original amount requested was $358.88, and the actual amount request needed is $741.95, which includes mileage, hotel, and the meals for the judge's travel.
All right. So moved to approve.
I just wanted to clarify it.
Second.
Thank you, sir. I have a motion by Commissioner Hernandez, second by Commissioner Sanchez to approve the travel with the correction. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carries. Consent, action items, budget amendments, transfers, salary schedules.
Judge, Commissioners, excuse me, you have the line item transfers in front of you. They are mainly operational. The first one is for the PD&M department, then you have one for the constable's drug forfeiture, and he is using fund balance for that, and a $400 one for the parks for your approval.
Move to approve.
Moved by Commissioner Gatsa. Do I have a second? By Commissioner Sanchez. Discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carries. Claims.
Claims payroll dated January the 6th, we have a manual payroll for $235.46. The regular payroll, again dated January the 6th, for $1,629,016.48. Warrants number 271675 through 272208, warrants number 272213 through 272343. ACH medical claims for $611,577.42 for your approval.
Do I have a motion to approve claims?
So moved.
By Commissioner Benavides.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hernandez. Discussion?
I have a question, Martha. On these claims, did the probation officers get their mileage reimbursements? on these claims?
I believe there is one register in there that does cover mileage reimbursements.
Okay. Because I had been asked by several of the probation officers when they were going to get their mileage reimbursement. I think they were hoping to get it before Christmas.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Please note my abstention on the affidavits I provided. Any abstentions, anyone?
So we'll finish visiting later, Martha. Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Minutes, December the 8th, 2011 special, December the 8th regular, December 21st special.
Move to approve.
Moved by Commissioner Gatsa. Do I have a second by Commissioner Hernandez? Any further discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
By Commissioner Benavides, second by Commissioner Gatsa. Any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. To discuss the following two items. Item A, confer with legal counsel concerning final approval of settlement of Cameron County versus TAC pursuant to Code Section 551.071, 1A, B, and 2. Item B, concerning the proposal for the lease of land located at North Sand Flats of Andy Bowie pursuant to Code Section 551.072 and 551.0712.